Welcome to Taking Care of Business on Current Radio, News Talk 1180 for the best in Saturday Talk Radio at 1 o'clock, and on 1230 KGEO at 10 o'clock for the very best in Saturday Radio, and Wednesday Talk Radio on 1410 KERI, Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And now we're in New Mexico on 1000 KKIM in Albuquerque. I'm Marty Pay, and Clay Kerner is gone for the next couple of weeks. Behind the big board is the man who really keeps this thing running, Greg Held. And Greg, thank you for being here today. Because if you weren't here, then it would just be me running the show, and I think that might be a little tough. I wanted to thank Tom Fitzgerald, author of Poor Richard's Lament, for being on the show last week. I really had a fun time interviewing Tom. That's going to be a great book. And I wanted to thank our old friend Doug Johnson, author of No Tomorrows, for coming on the show last week. It was a great show. And today we've got a great lineup. In the second half, we have a name that's familiar to most people that listen to this show, Congressman Tom McClintock, who some of you may remember ran against Arnold Schwarzenegger for governor a couple of years ago. But in the first half, in studio, we have author of Love Thyself, A Life Guide for Women, and a contributor to Chicken Soup for the Soul Family Matters, Mary Amelia. Mary, welcome to Taking Care of Business.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful being here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this interview. So, you've had a really interesting career. You wrote this great book. I'm having fun with it, Love Thyself, A Life Guide for Women. But I want to talk a little bit about your background first.
Okay.
You were an insurance agent, which I apologize for. I'm sorry to hear.
I was, and I actually enjoyed myself. It was 18 years.
Wow.
And that's where I got most of my ideas for the book, because I actually became more of a counselor to my clients. They would come to me and ask me all kinds of questions. What do I do about this? You know, my kid's in trouble. My husband left me. You know, what do I do? And after 18 years, you get a few ideas.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, Mary, because, as you know, I'm an insurance agent.
Of course.
We work for rival companies. But people tell me things that they wouldn't tell anybody other than their psychiatrist.
Exactly.
It's absolutely amazing what you know about people.
Oh, sure. And I don't know. I must look like a counselor or something, because I'll walk into a grocery store and people start telling me their problems. And I've gone overseas, and I'm, the housekeepers will come in to make my beds in the hotel room, and they start telling me their problems. So it's just, I think of it as hopefully it's a gift, and I can give them good advice.
I think the thing about being in the business that we were in, I'm in, and you were in, is that you really, to be good at it, to be at it for any length of time, you really counsel people more than try to sell them something.
Absolutely.
And I think that lends itself to what you're doing. So
I know when I left the company 18 years later, management was really surprised to find that I still had customers from 18 years before that were still with me.
Yeah, knock on wood, I've been at it now. Well, I hate to admit this, but let's just say Nixon was president when I started.
Oh.
We'll leave it at that. But I have some third-generation clients, which is really kind of neat.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So,
they become your friends.
Yeah.
I miss them so much when I left the business.
Yeah. Now, you were also a playwright?
Yes. When I sold the business and went on, I had a million things I wanted to do.
Sure.
I wanted to do theater, and I found that I had a knack for writing plays. It just came easier. And so I did that and produced and directed, and I acted when I was in high school and college.
Wow.
So that also came pretty naturally. And then I enjoy teaching kids. I've done workshops for kids, teaching them how to be producers and directors and actors, and I love it.
Yeah. So you've had a fascinating career. Yeah.
I think so.
And now what you're doing, this is really fascinating to me. You're doing the Love Thyself seminars.
Yes.
Which is based on your book.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the seminars.
Well, the seminars came about, of course, because of the book. I found that it's a way to teach women how to take care of not only their family, but to take care of themselves. Because if they don't take care of themselves first, then they fall apart. And then the family falls apart.
Right.
Because if mom isn't feeling well, mothers are the directors of their their family. They're there. They're basically giving out orders every morning. Don't
Right.
forget your gym clothes and go. Remember to go take your driver's license test and your briefcase is in the garage and that kind of thing.
Right.
So, but in doing so much for so many others, we oftentimes forget that we have to take care of yourself. Yeah.
There's
And,
there's that old adage: when Mama's not happy, nobody's happy.
Nobody's happy.
And I've added to that: when Daddy's not happy, nobody cares. We're having a conversation with author and lecturer Mary Amelia.
Thank you.
So, Mary, tell me about. I kind of skimmed a book, and some of the chapters are really, really fascinating.
Thank you.
You made the comment that most women are bored with their everyday lives.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, and that's also in my conversations with total strangers who come up to me in the grocery store or wherever, and they start telling me what's going on in their lives. And in my conversation with, I have to say, thousands of women over the 18 years, women have either taken care of their family, they've raised their children, they've at times helped a spouse through school, help put them through school, and then they don't know what to do with their lives. They tell me they have that empty nest syndrome,
Right.
And I think it's because they put off taking care of their dreams and doing what they wanted and doing what they love. They don't even know what to do. And so I teach them little by little how to do that, how to have a date with themselves, how to go out, just go to a museum. You don't have to take a friend along. Just go and get used to being with yourself and enjoying yourself, because we're multifaceted people. Sure. And we have so much to give that, like I said, we keep give and give and give until it's all gone. And so we have to remember to take care of ourselves, and that's what I do. I actually have in my book I have a contract, and it's called "I Promise to Me," and it just basically says, I am a woman of the universe. I'm neither weak nor passive. I'm strong and courageous. As of this moment, I will stand up for my rights and demand attention. As of this moment, I will be a role model for young girls. As of this moment, I will take time to smell the flowers and to observe the miracle of beauty placed before me. As of this moment, I will not concern myself over issues over which I have no control. I will look at all angles before reacting. I will walk a little slower and talk a little slower and eat a little slower, and in doing so, extend my life. I will remind myself to breathe, relax, and smile several times a day. I am a unique individual. I am a woman of the universe. And this is a contract that's in the book that I ask women to sign after they have made a commitment that they are number one. Because we've all been taught that everyone else comes first.
Well, and you can see that in our society because, a man gets his fulfillment from his job, whatever that job happens to be. So a woman really gets her fulfillment from her family.
Yes.
And if she has other career ideas or other goals or things that she would like to do, all of a sudden those are in the background because as we both know, when you have kids, the kids come first. That's what you have to do.
Sure.
So it makes it tough for a woman in this day and age. So she would feel, you use the word trapped, which I thought was a perfect word.
Yeah, they do. They feel like they're trapped, that this is the role they were made for, and that, as a matter of fact, in the very back, I say, making the decision to these seminars was an easy one because I meet women every day who tell me they're bored with their lives. They're convinced that the life they have is their fate, the hand they were dealt. Some of them have sacrificed their own dreams and aspirations to raise a family or put a spouse through school, and now they feel that it's too late for them to realize their own dreams.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
No.
So I want women to know that they can have it all, a family, a career, and a life that is both fulfilling and satisfying. The end result is happiness.
When we come back from the break, that's the comment I want you to expand on a little bit.
Okay.
I wrote it down here. It said, women can have it all, family, career, life, fulfilling and satisfying, And I love that attitude. So when we come back from the break, I'd like you to expand a little bit on that.
Okay, will do.
We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio, News Talk 1180.